Hi, Jarrod.
Hey, Myers.
What's up, dude?
How are you?
Great.
Good. That's awesome. I love that.
Thanks.
Chloe, how are you?
Hey, Chloe.
I'm doing good.
Good.
I'm doing good.
My favorite sophomore, Sanford.
Oh.
Sanford sophomore.
Same.
Wow, I'm
Well, maybe-
honored.
Well, I think Jake's a junior, so yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I love that. Jarrod, what do you do? Who are you?
Okay, guys. Jarrod Stisher. I do marketing communications for Tech Birmingham. I do my own networking events. I'm a father. I have a 5-year-old. I'm really a community connector. I feel like that's the phrase here, the CC.
I love that.
Yeah, I think that's a good.
It's a good
overarching.
synopsis. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's dig in. Where'd you grow up?
I'm from Birmingham.
Cool.
It's kind of funny. It's kind of like if you're from Miami, but you live on the outskirts, people are like, yeah, I'm from Miami.
Yeah.
So I basically grew up in like Eastlake, Woodlawn,
Yeah.
Center Point, Roebuck. I went to school, St. Barnabas, RIP. It's
Never
like
heard of it. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. The church is still there.
Okay.
But I think it's like I3 Academy now.
Yes.
Over
okay.
in East. Yeah, it used to be St. Barnabas.
Gotcha.
My grandma. It's kind of funny today. I found out that my grandma's house is being sold, her old house, and I'm gonna go tour it after this.
No way.
Yeah.
That would be kind
yeah.
of sick
So
if that comes to
she,
fruition.
yeah,
dude.
yeah. She literally lived over those train tracks in Crestwood. So, my stepdad has a car wash in Eastlake, so I'm gonna go get my car washed and then go over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
cool.
kind of plan.
Yeah.
For today so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So-
here obviously.
So growing up, did you go to college or
Yeah,
okay?
I went to the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa. I did public relations.
Okay.
That was a lot.
Why?
Well, I'm going to say his name in case he ever sees it. His name is Justin Washington. He was my RA, and we were in Patey. So Patey is like boys only dorm, but it did have Raising Cane's on the
no
inside.
way.
Thank goodness.
Oh my god!
Legendary.
And we had dining dollars, so
That's unreal.
you can go down to Raising Cane's at 2 a.m, get a box
Wow.
combo, live your life.
Wow.
But
That's an elite college
no,
experience.
I know,
there.
right?
No slaw, extra tips.
No slaw. Thank you,
Thank
Chloe.
you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Shout out Todd Graves.
Hey, someone gets it. So my RA at the time, Justin, he was doing public relations, and I knew I wanted to do something communications related. It was either between UAB or maybe West Alabama to play soccer. UAB. I actually went to like one of their training camps, and I did a bicycle kick, and I think
Savage.
they actually sent me an offer letter because of that, but I already I did get like a hey, do you want to play for us type
Yeah,
thing, but back then it was like 2015. Everything that Birmingham is right now wasn't then, right?
Yeah.
I think our form of fun, like at the time, was like checking out construction sites.
Have you seen? That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Have you seen that they're building like a FIFA street
Oh my god, I
thing?
was just
Is
telling you
that
about
is that actually real?
Yes, so Culture City is building a street soccer FIFA pitch, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there are only 2 cities in the World Cup that are getting that aren't like FIFA designated World Cup locations, and it's
Yeah.
us and someone else. So
That's
I'm
gonna
gonna
be
be
so hype.
there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be there.
I hope that like encourages a lot more soccer culture here because I feel like when City Walk was built, pickleball and skating both
Yeah.
picked up a lot. Like it was already here
I played
anyways,
pickleball yesterday.
but
There,
yeah,
yeah.
pickleball really picked up when it was like very easy to access.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of people play soccer around because I'm in that
Not
world.
really downtown,
But
yeah.
not like downtown. Like you're having to drive 30 minutes out into the suburbs.
Well,
you
there
know?
is the Magic City Soccer, and they play under. There's like that small pitch at
Yeah.
City Walk, but that's like no goals. You know what I mean? I
I've
can't.
played pickup out there a couple times, but it kind of ends
It's
up,
not. It's not.
Yeah.
I want like a bigger field.
Yeah.
Like a sevens at least.
Yeah.
So Culture City's building that. Shout out Culture City.
Come on.
Let's talk.
Come on.
I hosted a charity soccer game last summer,
Yeah.
and I've been planning on doing it again. Maybe last year I did it for St. Francis Xavier, next to the Jewish Community Center.
Yeah.
Or I guess across the street technically. and it went really well. I had like 6 teams, or I had 4 7-on-7 teams, and then I had a big 11-on-11 because I wanted to play on the 11-on-11.
Yeah.
I brought my friends. I had some people from Tuscaloosa come.
Yeah.
We had a great time, and I was thinking about doing another tournament like sevens at Campo X over in Hoover, but with this new pitch, maybe I can finagle my way
Yeah.
into the programming just
Yeah.
a little bit.
Something
I heard the
downtown would
FIFA
be
president
fire.
is going to be here
Really?
when it opens.
I need to get him.
Look, yeah,
That would
yeah,
be
yeah.
crazy.
I was like, hey, before you fly out, tomorrow morning, can we talk?
Yeah. 100%. Okay, so PR.
Yeah, PR.
Marketing.
So he actually took me to one of his campaigns.
Okay.
He was doing a cool activation at the rec center. I had never been like a part of something like that. Like, I mean, I've been around it, but the logistics of people curating such a cool activation for, I think it was for like, it has something to do with like breast cancer.
Okay.
And they were like raising awareness, raising money. And after that, I switched my major to PR. And PR at Bama was hard. It was number 1 in the country 5 years in a row. It might still be, I don't know, but it was when I was there.
Yeah.
And it was hard. I'll never forget my first teacher, tenured. His questions, he had 3 tests, and they were all, every question had A, B, C, D, A, B, A, C, A, D, AE, and it just there's at least 8 multiple choice. I'm like, dude, are you serious right now? So I got through it. I think the worst class I took was graphic design.
Yeah.
I'm not. I can't. It was so bad.
Yeah.
I am not. I got it done, but at what cost? My sanity. Graduated in 2020.
Best time to graduate.
Best time as soon as a pandemic hits.
Yeah.
My son was born in 2020. A lot of things happened in 2020.
Big year.
Yeah, he's 5 now. So I ended up staying in my route into tech. It's definitely not conventional at all. I stayed there for a year.
You didn't go to Stanford and then drop out. And
Yeah, I know.
something?
Look, hey, of course not. Yeah, learning to code myself.
Yeah.
So I ended up graduating. I stayed in Tuscaloosa for like another year because of the pandemic, and I have like a 1-year-old now. I moved back to Birmingham. I get a job offer from this is kind of bad, from the news station, but I was waiting to hear back from the place I wanted to, which was this construction company that I would do marketing for. I was at the news station for 2 weeks. I started getting into it. This guy wanted me to start like switching over under him and doing sales. And I was like, man, it sounds like a lot of fun. And then the company called me 2 weeks later, 2 weeks after I started. And they were like, hey, we want to offer you this. Do you want it? I was like, can you give me a day?
Yeah.
And I mean, I took it. I did take it. I did feel kind of bad. I did meet some really good friends there that I still see like every now and then.
Yeah.
Because I do stuff on the news now sometimes for Sloss Tech, Tech Birmingham, stuff like that. So I'm working for this construction company. I'm not going to say who. I don't think there's really anything wrong with doing that, but I'm just not going
fine.
to.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I thought you meant it's fine.
No. I mean,
It's
either.
It's a
whatever you
construction
prefer.
company. Yeah. Well, they were out here in Avondale. 120-year company, and when I get hired, they want to sell out. So 6 months in, they sell out to another big construction company whose warehouse is like literally down the street from here. But the merger lasted for 6 months.
Oh, dang.
So I still had a job.
Yeah.
So I was there for a year. They were trying to get me to move to like Norfolk, like Georgia, into one of their programs. And I was like, yeah, I'm not even in Atlanta. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I can't, I have a son. I can't be that far away. And then I would start from the bottom, like at the warehouses and stuff like that. And I was like, this doesn't sound like too appealing.
Right.
So I see that there's this tax credit startup company hiring. I apply, I get it. But my buddy's trying to get me into one of the big tech companies over here. But they're taking so long to get back to me. I have to go ahead and take the other offer. Mm-hmm. So I'm doing marketing for this startup. It's like downtown. And, you know, one of our offerings was like R&D tax credits. So basically, if you do $1 million in research and development, you could get up to 30% of that back.
Wow.
And for some of these guys who have a certain amount of funding, that's super important,
That's significant.
right? And I mean, even just taking that back and, you know, even for hiring purposes or even more R&D.
Yeah.
But having someone that knows how to navigate the landscape is super important.
Yeah.
So I'll never forget, I got to become a member of Tech Birmingham. I was like, we have a literal pipeline to research and development software SaaS companies. And then I was like, let's take it a step further. So the Innovation Depot on First Avenue, they were hosting, every third Thursday they do this thing called Tech on Tap.
Okay.
Networking, free food, so much fun. I have a great time. I've met so many new contacts just from that. And I ended up going and got us to sponsor it. So I'm speaking in front of like 200 people about, and it's my first real speaking like that at all, ever.
Yeah.
I meet my current coworker and boss, Anna and Dion. Shout out Anna and Dion. If you ever see us, you probably will at some point. Anna, I meet Dion. You know, we already talked about Tech Birmingham being a member, but we never met face to face. Or Anna. And Anna was like, hey, you know, we have this new thing called the Birmingham Tech Council. It's like workforce development with Central 6. Alabama Works that unfortunately just collapsed because of the funding. Do you want to be a part of it? I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
So I'm helping with that. It's the very early stages. This is like 23, 22, 23. And I ended up getting laid off because of them sunsetting our main tax credit.
Yeah.
So the end was near type beat. And I was like, okay, cool. So I helped throw the first tech mixer the one that we're hosting our 5th one next week, April 2nd, right?
Okay.
So we throw the first one at the depot. We have someone doing headshots. We have food outside. It's the first iteration of us trying to do something like that. We have funding from the National Fund and the Annie Casey Foundation of Workforce Development. So it was great. We had a great time. Then Anna puts out, hey, you know, we're hiring part-time at Tech Birmingham. Let me know if you want to apply. I'm like, yeah, I want to apply. So I come on part-time. I get chosen, helping with the marketing. I am part of my first Sloss Tech, and it went great. And then and this is the first Sloss Tech after COVID, because it was on hiatus due to the pandemic.
Yeah.
I get hired full-time, and now I am marketing and memberships.
Cool.
So it's definitely not your like, hey, straight out going into tech.
Yeah.
Definitely traversing industries and then kind of finding my home.
Yeah.
I love my job. I can do stuff like this, you know?
That's fire.
And it's really just like building community. So for those y'all don't know, I talked about it a little bit, but
Yeah.
Tech Birmingham, we are a membership-based tech trade association. We're a nonprofit. I touch everything in the city that's tech and tech adjacent to a degree. So tech is a lot of things, but every company is like a tech company at this point.
Right.
You know, I had
Or should be.
yeah, no, literally. I was talking to some construction company. This is like my main example. Like, oh, we're not a tech, we're construction. I was like, look, you use Revit, you use CAD, you have a CRM, you are a tech company.
Yeah.
And I have people that are members of me who can take your workflow from 8 hours to 4 through like efficiency, right? So we have 228 members. So that goes from the individual. So let's say you're here, but your company's in San Diego, but you want to be a part of a community. You become a member of us. I have startups. So startups and Innovation Depot, all around, they're members of us just to get resources, any ways that they can plug into and get like clients, maybe new partnerships, stuff like that. Nonprofits. So HICA, Prosper. Shout out HICA. I'm on the junior board for HICA.
Yeah.
Latino Opportunity Summit coming up. I know Sylvia. Shout out Sylvia, Lizette, Carlos. I'm doing my job as a junior board member, right?
Yeah, right.
Prosper is also a member. Shout out Angela. JW Carpenter. I'm on the advisory board for Prosper.
Yeah.
So I'm doing my job as an advisory board member as well. Okay. So even bringing those groups in through like, me being on the junior board, me being a member, or Hika becoming a member, and then I'd hop on a junior board because I love the mission that they promote. And then companies, corporations. So we base it off of employees. So like 2 to 25, all the way up to 200 plus. So your 200 plus is like your shipped regions, groups like that.
Yeah.
They are members of us. We support them through the broader ecosystem. Our whole goal is to make Birmingham a broad tech ecosystem.
Okay.
But, my goal as for what I do is to make us the focal point for everything in the city and beyond. So even if we have people and I have people who are members, but they're not based in Alabama. They have market share in Alabama. They come through. They host events with us as like co-sponsors, co-partners. And then I also have, I'll use him as an example. I just had a lunch and learn this week. He does sales leadership training. Now, is that necessarily tech? Not necessarily. I mean, to a degree, right? But he has 7 AI tools that he uses that can help you grow your sales solutions. So he did a lunch and learn this week. We had 30 people, and I told him, if you bring the presentation, you want to make it a lunch and learn, you bring the food, I'll bring the people, I'll book the room, I'll get the space. And we had 30 people. I learned a lot. I mean, I was in there too, eating El Barrio. I was grubbing. But I was learning, So, and then I have someone who does taxes. I'll have her do a R&D tax credit presentation probably in April. Something every month. I had someone else, he does a lot of agentic AI for small businesses. So, like, how do you fill in the gaps? You might have a note taker, you might have this, but you're not going to always remember to follow up with that person in like a very personal way. So he fills in the gaps with agentic AI, and he builds chatbots. And he did a presentation, and he got like 3 leads out of it last month. So that's providing value in that way. Like I said, I'll get the room, I'll bring the people. You get the food, and you do the presentation. Yeah. And I just need to talk for a little bit. Yeah. That's about it.
Yeah.
So it's been great. Tech Birmingham, I love my coworkers. I think I'm in the position that I am now because they kind of trust me to do what I do, which is stuff like this. And also just connecting with the community. I do my own networking events. I think that's super important. Putting together people in places that normally aren't. I think the biggest thing about Birmingham that I've come to notice is that in certain ways, it's people silo themselves off. Because everyone feels like their thing is the most important thing. Right. But if you didn't silo yourself off, for example, what you could have built in 8 months could have taken 3, because I know 5 people who would have like fixed it for you as like a contract or even as a partnership, even just trade resources in kind. So I do a lot of stuff at House 11. I'm literally doing 4 things there this month. Yeah. Shout out Kim.
She's coming on the podcast.
Yeah. Oh, she's been here?
We're getting her. I think we're doing an interview with her in like a month or so.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah. Shout out Kim. I also support Duquette. Let's go. Woodlawn United. Shout out Duquette. That's how I heard about this from the original, from him. Yeah. And, so I do a lot of stuff there. But it's also highlighting community spaces that people don't know about. Yeah. I did an event at the Woodlawn Theater in January, networking in the new year. I had 4 vendors. Will Mason, great guy. He was like, let's do it. And then they became a Tech Birmingham member. And one of our new offerings is that if you're a member, you can get 10%. You can get up to 20% off on your reservation at the Woodlawn Theater once you say you're a Tech Birmingham member. So if it costs like $2,000 for the day, it'd be like $1,600. Yeah. Yeah. Sick. So, super cool. Even just making partnerships like that, I want to make sure people get the value. Yeah. And we had like 80 people in there. I had my boss. I had Hika. I had Birmingham Women in Tech. And this was like at the beginning. So everyone has a conference like coming up. Birmingham Women in Tech had their Elevate and Empower conference, which was great. So I had Jessica Eisenberg come and speak on that. I had Deontay, my boss, come talk about Sloss Tech, which I'll get into later.
Yeah.
I had Lizette come up, and I didn't even know she was there until I saw her. I was like, I texted her on the side. I was like, hey, come up on the stage like really quick. And then I had someone else. Her name's Nina Taylor. She's running for she was running for something at the time. We have a food truck outside, right? And this is how you like breed community. And so it's I think it was one of Luna's taco trucks.
Yeah.
I think it's the taco truck or Corazon, whichever one. And so Nina Taylor, I had never met her before until that night. She was like, hey, I heard you're running the event. And I was like, yeah, what's going on? And I'm like darting all over the place.
Yeah.
And she's like, because I don't sit down until the event is like 3/4 done.
Right.
Like I'm literally just walking the floor, making sure everyone's okay.
Yeah.
And she's like, I hope this isn't like a personal like conflict or like a conflict of interest, but do you mind if I buy like 100 tacos for everyone to just eat? I was like, do I mind? No, I'm about to eat 3.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, you know what? Now you're a sponsor.
Yeah.
So when I get up on stage, you come up too.
Yeah.
So she bought like 50 to 100 tacos. I had 3. It was great.
Yeah.
And then I even had people like investing in it. Like my barber, shout out JP. He cut my hair today, but he also has a 360 camera. And I came up to him. And he's done events for me before.
Yeah.
He did my 4th tech mixer, and it was so much fun. We had like it was in November. We did iTech Solutions, they're a recruiting company. Shout out iTech, Ben Brandt, she's my membership chair for Tech Birmingham. But they have a giant igloo. Like I'm talking like it's bigger than this room.
Wow.
And we put the 360 camera in there. It was so cool.
Yeah.
And so he brings the 360, and I have grant money. I'm like, dude, let's do it. Because this is a very formal, informal networking event. Like, people are talking, having fun. Like, I think the biggest thing about, like, career fairs is that me as a person trying to get a job, I'm standing up and you're sitting down.
Yeah.
I'm the jester, right? Yeah. I'm having to impress you.
Perform for me.
Look, I'm jester maxing,
Yeah.
okay? That's
Right.
And my brothers say stuff like that all the time. It's so funny. But in situations like that, you're more than just like a piece of paper. And they're nervous, they're anxious. But networking event, we have food, we have drinks. I have a brownie bar, Milky Way brownie bar over in 5 Points. He's literally lives across the street from me. I have to stay away because it's so good. And literally, I've never had a sweet so good.
Yeah.
And he'll bring like 60. And I'm like, listen, in the process, I'm highlighting small businesses. I'm supporting my friends. I'm building community and creating connections.
Yeah.
And helping students get jobs. At every tech mixer, I've had at least 1 to 2 people get a job that I know of that remember to tell me, right?
Yeah.
I've even had 2 co-founders. They were both working on something similar. They met at one of my events. Now they're building an app in the Innovation Depot.
That's sick.
Shout out Joshua Gilmer, Luau.
Yeah.
He's one of my members, so this is my marketing for him.
Yeah, come on.
So even just doing stuff like that and, seeing the energy and people come in the room, curating space for people who normally don't have a voice to talk, I think that's super important.
Yeah.
Like we're go ahead.
I tend to be skeptical.
Sorry,
No, you're good. You're good. I tend to be skeptical of networking events.
How so?
Because in my the ones that I haven't been to very many, and what you're doing sounds like really fun.
Yeah.
So this is why I want to ask about it. But it tends to be, in my experience, like a bunch of people get up and go to something at 7 a.m. and they eat like a really terrible breakfast on like styrofoam plates, and then like some person who's really successful gives a talk.
Yeah.
And then you all just listen, and then afterwards you're like given like a couple questions to ask the people around you, and they're really generic and not great questions. And then you like don't like, if you're lucky, maybe you make one friend out of it, and then you leave, and you're like, why did I go there?
Yeah. It's funny you say that because I actually did a presentation on AI on Tuesday at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
this week.
Yeah.
But, you know, they were a good group. Everybody was talkative because it's like they're all business owners, right?
Yeah.
But I would say for what I do, like
how do you make it not be corny and
yeah.
dull?
Well, the thing is, I take what I like. I like to have fun.
Yeah.
Okay. I like to work the room, meet new people. I'll get a drink or two, and then just and if there's food, I can talk the whole night.
Yeah.
Like at House 11, when I was talking to Kim and Tweet and Caleb, when I did it I'll say this: the very first networking, more of a proof of concept. It was last March. I had talked to Tyler Hatcher and Reggie at Grounds. I was like, hey, I kind of want to do something for Women's History Month. So I have affinity group. So Birmingham Black Techies, Tech Equals, which is LGBTQ+, and Birmingham Women in Tech. Women's History Month comes around, and I hit up Jessica. I'm like, hey, Jessica, I really want to do something cool. I have two friends. They have a literary podcast called She Well Read. I was like, hey, do you want to do something for Women's History Month? They're like, yeah. Birmingham Women in Tech. I'm thinking about doing something. Are you interested? They're like, yeah. I go to Grounds. I'm like, hey, guys, never done this before, but I'm thinking about doing like a little cool, maybe Saturday morning link up. Let's have some people. They're like, cool. Like, we're not going to charge you because we could just leave the shop open.
Yeah.
And awesome. Everybody wins. So I ended up reaching out to two vendors, and these are the first two vendors like I've ever had. They come in, Happy Links. They do semi-permanent and permanent jewelry. Like I get the rings and stuff, but I take my stuff off because I play soccer.
Yeah, obviously.
And then Shay J's Wellness, and she makes wellness shots and drinks. They're my first ever vendors. We had 60, 70 people come through. So it's showing that post-COVID, people are craving in-person events.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Let's ball. Let's do something like once a month.
Yeah.
I started getting in with House 11 now that they're like established.
Yeah. They've done a really good job of doing events to like get people in the door.
Yes, it's great. Like there's
them and Kala
nights.
are both like
on
top of it when it comes to like doing events and stuff.
I ended up doing that Kala 10K.
Yeah.
And it was really cool. I had a really good time. And that was the first like ever 10K type thing I ever done.
Yeah.
I was just starting to get into running with my friends, which now that I've reached a half marathon, what's next? A marathon, I guess.
Yeah.
We'll see.
You got it.
Look, hey.
You do it like a what is it? 20K? No, that's 12. There's a race
like that?
There's a race that's in between, and I don't remember what it is. It's like a 30K or something.
my
You
God.
should start a Tech Birmingham race.
Look, hey.
Yeah,
okay, you know
hello.
what? I have been thinking about doing a Tech Birmingham 5K.
I would do it.
I think
I'll go.
You'll go? Okay, cool.
I'll train for it, and I'm gonna be the fastest.
Yeah. But yeah, I know, and like where House 11 is, there is like sentimental value. Like across the street is a church. I grew up in that church my whole life. When it used to be like St. John Bosco.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's do it. So they're super gracious about like how I do stuff. I'm super thankful for them letting me use the space.
Yeah.
Like this month, I have a market for AYA, which is like a Hispanic women's group at the end of the month. I'm hosting a mixer for the Latino Opportunity Summit on the 9th. I'm doing an app launch. He's one of my friends, but he also has his own startup. It's called Dosi. Shout out Miles, if you ever see this. And I'm hosting his app launch there. So even being able to curate space for my members makes it so much easier for me.
Yeah.
And they're super into it. Twee made a drink for me too. It's called
cool.
The Time Is Now.
Yeah.
So every time I do an event, we pull out The Time Is Now.
That's sick.
It's like the catchphrase.
Yeah.
So I need to like copyright that or patent it or something.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
So you do a ton of events.
Yeah.
Whenever you first started at Tech Birmingham, was that the normal, or were you kind of like a leading force in that?
So I would say when I started at Tech Birmingham, we have at the time we had monthly programming. It's called Tech Tuesday. We did it every month. We bring in 3 to 4 speakers or for a panel, or we have someone do a presentation. The one thing that Tech Birmingham for Tech Tuesday or anything like that, we want to make sure it's informative and not a sales pitch. So if you say you want to come in and you want to sponsor a one-off event, like something in AI, now let's make it a panel with other people that are in the industry that are doing different things, and then let's say you moderate it. Now you could talk about what you're doing, but let's just not sell it. So there's ways to like circumvent that. Like, oh, well, you're doing this. Well, at X, Y, and Z, we're doing it this way. That's how we help our customers, you know? Yeah. But that wasn't like the original plan. Mm-hmm. That March event was like, I can just see something happening. And so many people are just getting together. And I go to a lot of stuff where a lot of things I try to do is just foster relationships. And seeing some of these events, I'm like, well, I can do that. And I just did it. Just do it. Yeah. Nike. Yeah. So, and now it's become like I do 1 to 3 events a month. I just did an event with Magnolia Point for Hika, like a fundraiser, a Tech Birmingham Hika fundraiser. Yeah. Basically 15% of whatever you bought and sold. I mean, not bought and sold. Whatever you bought to eat or drink went back to Hika. It doesn't matter what. It lasted like all night, basically. Yeah. Everybody had a good time. I spoke. Carlos spoke. And then there's a new group on the scene, Latinos in Tech. And I was like, I want you guys to make sure you come because I'm going to shout you out and I want you all to talk about what you're building. And this was like their first public appearance. Yeah. Now they just had their first meetup at House 11 last week and it went great. Yeah. There was like 20, 30 people. So even just finding the space for them to actually come and speak, giving voices to people that feel like they don't have one, right? And now they have one. Yeah. They feel more empowered. They have a community behind them. So I would say, and then it's also being an extension of the brand. Mm-hmm. It kind of seems more like now that whenever I do something, it's like, oh, Tech Birmingham's here, you know? But it's also like, I think people also connect my own networking events with Tech Birmingham stuff, which to a degree, I mean, it can be. Like, I mean, if you come in and you've been wanting to talk to me about doing some tech stuff, but we haven't had time, it's perfect. Let's sit down, let's chop it up, and let me see how I can help. Yeah. And then, you know, it's just mixing work and life. Yeah. Yeah, so.
So, what, I'm trying to think of how to formulate this question. Like, what is there an ideal person to join Tech Birmingham? Or is it kind of just like anyone in town who's like working on building a company of some sort or something?
I would say anyone, honestly, like for example, one of my members, her name's Jay. She has a company called Auxilio X. She does like automations for businesses. She is an ambassador for Render Atlanta, which is a tech conference in Atlanta during Atlanta Tech Week. So it's Atlanta Tech Week, and in the last like 2 days is Render. Mm-hmm. So she hits me up. She's like, hey, you know, I'm an ambassador for Render. I have 30 tickets. Each ticket's like $600. Yeah. She's like, I want to pass this out to Tech Birmingham members. I'm like, let's do it. So I gave myself one. I gave my coworker one, and we went down there, and we had like 20, 30 people deep. And that's even just, the only reason you would get that is because you're a Tech Birmingham member, and you get specific emails just from me, right? As soon as I get new opportunities, I had someone reach out to me. They're starting a new organizational leadership in the age of AI. There's only a X amount of seats. They're $400. It's mainly for C-suite. Sent out directly to my Tech Birmingham member base because I have a lot of C-suite members that are like the C-suites of their companies. Yeah. But maybe they'll even buy it for their director levels or something like that. Opportunity is opportunity. Yeah. So even if somebody comes in as an individual, just to kind of like, I also do introductions. I do so many introductions. Yeah. That's really like a big driving point for what I do. And that's even like the individual becoming a member because they want to meet X, Y, and Z or get acquainted or have like just a coffee chat, you know? I do a lot of my meetings at Kala. Yeah. And it's so funny seeing all the people that walk in. Like I literally did a meeting with someone and someone I was just talking about to them walked in. I was like, hey, just come here.
Yeah.
Let's just all talk right now because we're right here, and I'll buy you a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
So there's really no like ideal. Just anyone who's a tech enthusiast, if they're trying to build, if they have cool ideas, if there's any way that I can help and connect them with resources so that they can build in Birmingham, I think that's really it.
So I feel like, tell me if I'm wrong, what you guys are doing is basically selling access.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're trying to be the person who can connect you with the person that you need to know to accomplish what you're trying to build.
We're like the tree,
yeah,
and everyone's the branches,
yeah,
or the vine, whichever way you want to say it. Right? I started using that.
So do you feel like
recently?
Do you feel like Birmingham is a? I'm thinking more specifically about technology companies like software, apps, things like that. Do you think there are a lot of people building things like that here? Because the big name to me is like Shipped, sort of Landing, like anything like Bill Smith has touched, really.
Yeah.
But also, like Fleetio.
I mean, Fleetio just did a $500 million deal.
Okay.
Yeah, so, it happened, I think it was technically last year. They acquired someone for like $500 million. And now they're like evaluated at $1 billion company.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but then you also have like Harmony Venture Labs. They're a venture studio on Morris Avenue. Their founder, Shagan, his first company, he did $1 billion exit. He is the model,
Yeah.
And now he's created a venture studio to spin more companies out and build the economy up in Birmingham more.
Yeah.
So even if you had an idea, and they can validate it now with AI,
right?
And certain workflows, it's much faster to validate a real company. Then they can spin it out, fill it up with people. I think you get like a certain percentage of shares in it while they have the majority.
Okay.
Because they did everything.
Right.
You just had the idea.
Yeah.
But now with like AI and stuff like that, literally the sky's the limit. There's so many people building, at least MVP, so most viable products, with programs like Claude Code, Lovable.
Yeah.
I sent out a text blast to everyone attending the Tech Mixer this week, and I said, "Hey guys, make sure you get your digital business card with Link or Blink.
Yeah.
Make sure you have your resume updated, have a picture of it, so you can just text it out, and then." If you want to go a step further, get on Lovable and create your own little portfolio page based off of what you do.
Yeah.
So that way, you come fully prepared and you look like you're ready to, strike some business. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. Well, tell me about Sloss Tech. What is that?
Sloss Tech. So Sloss Tech is our pinnacle capstone event. It's always the last week of June. So this year, June 24th through 26th. I'll say from last year's numbers, we had 1,400 people. We had about 60 plus sponsors, 12 plus venues activated, like the 600, the Lyric, Sidewalk. Our closing happy hour was at Trim Tab. We were activating all over. We were at the Prosper office at one point.
Yeah.
And we had like a music festival kind of at the end at Workplay, and it was awesome.
Sick.
And so last year we had a $50,000 pitch competition. This year it's $100K. Wow. There's $135K in prizes, but the grand prize is $100K.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna have a ton of speaker opportunities, cool activations just all across the city. I want to see if we can get the soccer pitch involved. I think that would be cool.
Come on.
Look, hey, just let me host like a quick soccer tournament like that Thursday morning, and then we're good.
Yeah.
Get into the programming. Last year we had like a 5K run, and I think it'd be cool to incorporate that again.
Yeah.
But we're also like in the planning process. Still getting sponsors. Tickets will be tickets are it's early bird right now until I think April 1st. April 1st or April 2nd. And it's not just it's an innovation conference, right?
Yeah.
Not just like tech. We're talking about like tech for all. And tech for good, There's like always morality and ethics involved with AI and stuff. I'll say for example, like chatbots, agentic AI. You know, you could get on the website and you could be talking to this lady on the website the whole time. Turns out it's a bot, but it's trained to be like Mary, 34, 2 kids from Louisiana, right? Now, would you be okay with talking to the chatbot and it gets you to where you go, or would you rather know at the beginning that it's a chatbot? Like, would you care? Or would you rather talk to a real person? But it's still going to get you to where you go.
Yeah.
Or you're going to be mad when at the end you find out it's a chatbot and now you're actually going to talk to a real person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like questions like that too. Like, there's no regulations on AI here. Like, it's like Wild West. And with Claude Code, and I mean, there's also like the Claude bot now. Like, people buying Mac Minis to build these like separate, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, the separate like thinking system assistant.
Yeah.
But it's not connected to your main server. I've seen one company actually, basically they connected their ChatGPT to their server and it wiped their entire server. Like their companies, like everything, it was gone. And that's
brutal.
Terrible.
Yeah.
And that's like the pros and cons, but also the AI education is so important.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's a very big keyword in the space. There's a group called Birmingham AI. They do a lot of training resources. They have a meeting. They have 10 breakout sessions a month. Yeah. Which is focused on every different industry. So they have a general, they have an engineering, finance, sales, HR, marketing, cybersecurity, educators. Now there's a parents one. Like, how do you educate your your kids in the right way now that AI and stuff like that is readily available to them? Yeah. Even like AI slot, like, you know, like these YouTube videos with like the YouTube Reels. Yeah. But they get a lot of engagement from kids because they're just short, attention span, grabbing, and dumb. Yeah. Like, Manning used to watch some stuff like, I'm like, dude, can we not watch? Can we? Let's just gonna. Might have to put the parental blocker on. Yeah. Yeah.
What how do you use AI in your work?
And how was the learning curve for you, being someone who was originally like full like marketing?
Mm-hmm. I would say it wasn't hard. You know, I'm a techie to a degree, like, and I'm a big like esports gamer guy. So like, I keep up with like all that stuff. Yeah. And it was really just for, at least for even the average person, all you have to do is jump in. Mm-hmm. And I think not everyone wants to be, I think some people think AI, ChatGPT, Claude is like the end all be all. Like, hey, make this for me. Not being specific at all, not narrowing your focus down. Prompt engineering is like probably going to be, I think it already is like a career for some.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. And that's like, you know, when I was doing that presentation this week, you know, narrowing down your focus, it can save you hours of work. So even for creating like a SOP, like a standard operating procedure that I made for my intern, I was like, can you just make basically the skeletal frame for it? And it built it in like 2 minutes, right? 1 minute. 2 minutes on Claude because it's like actually thinking about it. Right. But then the thing I like about Claude is that it asks you questions. It gives you like, do you want it to be X, Y, or Z or other? And then I can just like, hey, it's for my X intern at X. He's doing sponsor outreach, but he's also building like a cool AI tool that we can use later on. Yeah. Create like a SOP that could mirror like that information and then let me be able to edit it. And it did it in like 5 minutes, right? So even taking some of the work out of like your HR workflow, for me, it does help a lot with copy. So I do get a lot of opportunities for Tech Birmingham members. And do I want to take it and regurgitate it and spend my time rewriting it? Yeah. No. I could put it in like my Claude and my ChatGPT. I use Plus. I've used Plus since the beginning because I thought it was going to like cap at some point, you know? Yeah. I'm like $20 a month. I could do that. Right. And it knows like my tone, like how I sound when I write stuff. You know, like sometimes I'll people will know when I write certain things because I always try to add in the time is now, like somewhere or another in the copy. But even just taking like this opportunity and rewriting it, for LinkedIn, rewrite it for Tech Birmingham members only, and then knocking the character count down for Twitter or X, whatever. You're right. Yeah. And Facebook, like it'll make all 4 of those for me at once, and I could just boom, boom, boom. Yeah. So that wouldn't take me a crazy long amount of time, but it just took like 30 seconds. Yeah. And I just, I edit it to make it sound like me, and then we're good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, just different ways for that to work. But then I feel like because of stuff like AI, a lot of the market is saturated. Yeah. Like everyone is claiming to be a AI engineer. Right. Everyone is claiming, and literally all they're doing is taking your problem and putting it into like ChatGPT. And then hey, it's like, hey, this is what we're gonna do. Yeah. We're gonna do this. Like, yeah, I came up with that. Yeah, you know what I mean? Or people are like, oh, I do marketing, and then I can't tell you how many of these like really bad like AI posters I've been seeing for certain events. I'm like, bro, this is like killing me. Like, I hate because you can tell. Yeah. Yes. You can tell. Now, actually, I really like Dune, right? Yeah. So I took one of the Dune posters. I have a really good headshot of me, and I actually had like 8 people slide up on my Instagram story like, yo, is this real? Yeah. I'm like, maybe. Hey, these are not naive. You know what I mean? Yeah. So even like it does blend like reality in some ways depending on how advanced it is. Like honestly, that picture looks. I'll show you after this. It looks really real. Like I made it my background because it was kind of cool. Yeah. But even stuff like that, like everyone's claiming to be X, Y, and Z without like even going to school. Now I get being self-taught, doing it yourself, but still, like just because you take the problem and you put it in your AI doesn't mean you get like execute on the same level of how it needs to happen or what you need to be doing. Right. And that also leads to like being able to build stuff with it. Like I have seen business owners use it now. It's becoming more of a, because not everyone has the money to hire marketing, to hire an HR. Well, the HR thing is like super important, but like at least like for the marketing or the accounting aspect. So, I tell people like, at least in that presentation, your first AI hire, help it create like a schedule of follow-ups for you for this one person who came in to look at a sofa. Yeah. And then you can just schedule the emails to go out on those certain dates it gives you. That way you don't even have to worry about like, oh my gosh, I never followed up with Rosie, who I told I would follow up with in 2 weeks. Yeah. Right? Because you can write stuff down all day, but you're not, as a business owner, you're not going to remember. There's a lot. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, the learning curve's not hard. I feel like, once you start playing with it, you start to learn the capabilities. Yeah. Like, for example, and how to incorporate it into your workflow. Like, for my Zoom and my Google Meetings, I use Fireflies. Fireflies is in every one of my Zoom Google Meets. Now, there is also, like, the Zoom AI that, like, does a transcribe, but it's only for Zoom. Yeah. Fireflies is both Zoom and for Google Meet. And it gives me a transcript of who was talking, what problems were discussed, what names were brought up, and what are the outcomes of this meeting and what are the next steps. Cool. And then I can take that, connect it to my Claude, and then they'll write it out for me. Yeah. So it's all interconnected to a degree. Yeah, that's super cool. Mm-hmm.
Where do you see the limitations in what you do with AI?
Honestly, the biggest, okay. Well, I'll say this too. This quote that I've been saying for a minute. You're not going to lose your job to AI. You're going to lose your job to someone who knows how to use it. Yeah. Right. And I feel like, to a degree, the sky is the limit. But obviously, AI can't curate a really cool event. It can tell you how to do it, but you have to have the right people in the room to make it successful. It can't tell you how to throw a conference or, have a panel. Maybe it can help you with the questions, but you're having very organic growth and conversations thanks to AI, but you have to be able to execute it yourself. Yeah. So that human touch, the humanity of it all is so important. Mm-hmm. Like being able to take what's on there and actually execute to a level that curates an event or a panel, a presentation. AI can't do a TED Talk, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, the thing is, it's a tool.
Yeah.
Like, I know you do a lot of like 3D imaging. Do you use AI in any of that, or is it all just Blender, you?
Yeah, so our professor is super pro AI, so he's always encouraging us to integrate it into whatever we can in our work, but it is not advanced enough to just like
Throw in there. Yeah, yeah. Right,
And,
right.
like, yes, it can code, but it messes up,
Yeah.
and you have to fix it. And so it's like, yes, you can use it to help with your workflow, but you have to be smarter than it almost. In at least what I'm doing with like 3D modeling and coding, like I can't just ask AI to like generate this model and it be like really well done.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So,
And I feel like the thing is, people will use it as an end all be all, right? And it's like, it's not like that at all. You have to actually be a leader in what you're talking about so you can validate what it's giving you, because it hallucinates
yeah.
Yeah.
all the time, no matter what.
The other thing too is like so much about business is like trial and error, like trying things, figuring out what works and what doesn't work. And AI is just so absolute at this stage where it's like, okay, here's your problem, here's the solution, or here are 3 solutions.
Yeah.
Like you still have to go and try these things and see if it
Works.
resonates and works with a customer, or increases the efficiency in some part of your business or something. Like it's not just gonna be a magic tool that makes it all better.
Yeah, no, you
know?
have to be able to use it as
And
a
you
tool.
have to be able to learn and decipher whether or not it actually was useful or not.
I'll tell you, this is kind of funny. So on that sales presentation, that lunch one we had this week, he presented a tool that could give you a synopsis on the client. So he did one of me, and it was pretty accurate. I'm like, how does it know this? One of the things it said was he talks with his hands, and that is 100% true. I was like, dude, what's going on? I'm like just sitting there like, okay, yeah, you're right. What's up? What's next? And just even like that, like incorporating tools to your workflow. And then for another example, there was a legal case recent. I don't know how recent it was. It was at least maybe like 3 or 4 months ago. But it was like this lawyer using like ChatGPT, like in a case. And the numbers weren't right on the stuff that he was doing. And that was like maybe the 3rd person to do it. So they had to like do a ruling on it or something.
Fascinating.
And like stuff like medical, legal, so you can't use AI for these things. Like it's gonna hallucinate. It's not, even though it's trained on billions and billions of texts, doesn't mean it knows everything. So
People treat it like this like magic box that just knows everything, and like there's no fact checking.
yeah, no, it's so bad.
But if you can learn how to use it,
Yeah.
Even
It's super
summarizing
useful.
big documents.
Yeah.
Like I use it for that.
I have a friend who works in investment banking, and he created a whole back-end website for the company he works at that helps with like file storage management and encryption, because they're dealing with businesses buying and selling, and so they're looking at all this super confidential information about businesses and how much money they make and all this kind of stuff. And he built a website using Claude Code.
Yeah.
That would probably cost tens of thousands of dollars, and he spent a few $100 on
It's
his
$200 a month to do
yeah,
it.
Yeah. And then now it's like this whole tool that their entire business uses.
Yeah.
Which is so cool. So it's like,
And it positions you as like a thought leader in the space. Like you need to be the AI person in your company so that you can have leverage.
yeah.
Super important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Well, you got any exciting stuff coming up, Jarrod?
Yeah. So I'm speaking on a panel at the Latino Opportunity Summit.
Yeah. This will probably come out end of April, so I don't know when
never
some of
mind.
that
Well,
stuff is happening.
When you see this,
Yeah. Go back and
check
it
out. Let's see what else is going on.
Tech Birmingham.
Tech Birmingham
is coming
membership.
up.
If you're interested, hit me up.
Yeah,
Let's do
Sloss
it.
Tech. That's what I meant to say.
And then come get some tickets for Sloss Tech.
Yeah.
Come to some Tech Birmingham programming. I have like I think in May I should be having another Tech Tuesday.
And this is open for everyone?
Yeah. So it's $10 if you're not a member of Tech Birmingham, free if you are.
Okay.
And it's also a prorated. So like the membership for like startups is $200 for the year.
Yeah.
But it's prorated. So like it'd be like by when this episode comes out, like
$160.
probably 160, 150.
Yeah.
And
Public math.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, hey, where's my AI at, right? But yeah, no. If you're interested in tech, if you're interested in networking, if you want to do a cool event, like I'm all for doing cool stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of partners who would love to do things.
Yeah.
Curate new experiences and, build community. I think the biggest thing to come out of this right here is just, and literally building community. I heard about y'all from Duquette. I met you when we came to speak at Stanford. And you're like, hey, I think my brother would want to have you on his podcast. I'm like, look, I'm down. Let's do it. And that's just that one sentence, like bridging that gap is just so important. Because not everyone has the confidence to come up and like talk to someone that they don't know, right? Yeah. And I hope that I exude the comfortability to just come and talk to me. Yeah. Like I get resumes like all the time, and I have 4 recruiting companies that are Tech Birmingham members. And I literally forward, and I'm like, hey, I know this person X, Y, and Z. They're a student. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm super excited that you guys had me.
Yeah.
Anything else you need to know? The time is now.
The time is now.
All right, let's do it.
Thanks, Jarrod.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time, man.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Chloe, do you know what they say in the furniture business?
No, I don't.
They say chairs.
Cheers.